Welcome back, all my YouTube subscribers, Twitter followers, all the big Giant fans out there. There was a big trade that just got reported as one of the Giants' biggest rivals. The Dallas Cowboys acquired Amari Cooper from the Oakland Raiders, and they gave up a first-round pick. Amari Cooper, to this point in his career, has not lived up to that 4th overall selection. Now, I know he has 2 Pro Bowl selections, but they hand out Pro Bowl selections in today's NFL like it's candy. The guy has 19 career touchdowns in 3.5 seasons. That tells me all I need to know, and he's never eclipsed more than about 1150 in yards. Last year, he was awful. He had a 50% catch rate, and he's 4th in the league since the 2015 season, since he's entered the NFL in drop passes. He drops nearly 14% of the balls that are thrown his way. By comparison, you look at a guy like Cole Beasley, Antonio Brown, guys like that, they drop like 2 or 3%. The guy has been a letdown to this point in his career. Now, I know what Cowboys fans are probably thinking. We need a #1 wide receiver, especially since the departure of Witten and the departure of Dez Bryant. They do need a #1 wide receiver, which is why they drafted Gallup, who is still developing. We all know that. The problem I have with this trade is I don't view Cooper as a #1 wide receiver. I view him as a #2. He was overtaken in Oakland by Michael Crabtree, who's an aging veteran. This guy is not a #1 wide receiver, and he's not worth this trade. Not to mention he has an expiring contract. So this guy is essentially a 9-game rental, and then next year he's a free agent. He might not even be a Cowboy next year, and if you really want him, you could have waited till next year because Oakland was clearly going to get rid of him. So you gave up a first-round pick for 9 weeks of football with Amari Cooper when you have a 3-4 record. Best case scenario, you win this division. Maybe you go 8-8, 9-7, you win the NFCs, which I still think is possible for the Dallas Cowboys. But this team is not winning the Super Bowl. This team is not beating the Rams. They're not beating the Vikings. They're not beating the Saints. They're not beating those teams, okay? Amari Cooper is not going to be the guy that puts you over the top. So to me, this trade makes no sense whatsoever from a Dallas Cowboys fan perspective. He might have been worth like a 4th or 5th round pick when you take into account that expiring contract. And as Giant fans, we should be thrilled because the wide receiver market just went way up. And if the Giants ever do decide to trade Odell Beckham, he's worth a hell of a lot more than a first-round pick if that's what Cooper got. As an Oakland Raider fan, you should be wanting to kiss John Gruden on the mouth. This is highway robbery. This was a steal. You guys are headed in the right direction. Now, I know you're not doing that well this year, but you've now acquired 3 first-round picks via trade this year, and you guys have the makings of a very good football team in 2 or 3 years. You guys might be Super Bowl contenders with Gruden at the helm and all these picks you guys are acquiring. You got to be thrilled if you're an Oakland Raiders fan. So overall, I'm going to rate this trade an A+++ for Oakland and an F- for Dallas. This trade makes no sense. You got a 9-week rental for a team that probably won't even make the playoffs, and if they do, they're not going very far, so it made no sense to me. If you guys liked what you watched, please subscribe, drop a comment. Let's talk about this trade. Let's talk about why would Dallas do this. As always, cheers.